Hi YouTube friends. Imagine your home that anticipates your needs before you even think about them. Join me in this video as I unveil the evolution of my 7-year smart home journey, where I'll showcase practical and realistic possibilities. From lighting that adapts to your mood, to a whole home security system that adds that extra layer of peace of mind. We'll explore how you can make your home smarter and provide a touch of comfort and efficiency. Stick around and we'll dive into the realistic capabilities that can enhance your everyday living experience. Let's jump in. To start off, I'll open the Controller app, which is a companion app for Apple Home. Here, I'll show you a quick overview of what I've built into my smart home over the last 7 years. I have 140 accessories. Some of these are dummy switches, but it is mostly smart accessories. 27 scenes, and 109 automations in 20 rooms and 4 zones. Here I'll show some of the accessories, scenes, and automations and what that looks like in the Apple Home ecosystem. I'll give you a quick tour of my main screen just to show you a glimpse of what it looks like after 7 years of building my smart home. And here's a quick look of some of the rooms with their scenes and accessories. One thing that I've learned is the key to a solid and stable smart home all begins with a solid and stable network and Wi-Fi foundation. Trust me, this is the backbone and it's imperative to smart home living experience. Let's check out how I've achieved this through Google Wi-Fi Mesh and a couple of D-Link switches. First up, Google Wi-Fi Mesh. This was a game changer in ensuring consistent connectivity throughout my entire home, both inside and outside. I've strategically placed 4 access points to create this robust Wi-Fi blanket. This eliminates dead zones and ensures every smart device stays connected. Prior to using a mesh network, I had constant no response problems using Comcast's old rented Wi-Fi device. The coverage was not good enough to keep up with all the devices that needed to be connected consistently. Now, let's talk about the hardwired connections. Upstairs and downstairs, I have incorporated 2 D-Link gig switches. These switches serve as a backbone for connecting the crucial and important smart home hubs like Apple TV 4K, the Homebridge, Aqara Hub, Chamberlain garage door hubs, the Philips Hue Hub, and Lutron Caséta. Here is a glimpse of how I started off organizing the equipment, but I soon ran out of space. A future project of mine is to bring all the hubs together again and reorganize them into a better rack of some kind. If you have some ideas, please drop a comment. I did have to run a Cat6 network cable between my upstairs and downstairs so that I could connect my upstairs D-Link gig switch to my downstairs switch. The starting point of my smart home journey is a robust network powered by Google Wi-Fi Mesh and reinforced with 2 D-Link gig switches. This is foundational and it sets the stage for reliable smart home device connectivity. I know there are other Wi-Fi and network systems out there that work well or maybe even better, but this works and it was a game changer for my smart home. The next thing that's super important to get right is the smart lighting, making sure you select the right reliable smart light switches and dimmers. Lutron Caséta is hands down the most rock solid, stable, reliable, and always works. Yes, they're a little bit more expensive, but in this case, you really get what you pay for and you won't regret it. I have 43 Lutron Caséta devices. Some of those are Picos and light dimmers, and I've replaced all but one of my light switches in my house with a Caséta switch, which I recently purchased and I just need to get it installed. I've done this slowly over the years, and I did it section by section in the house, starting downstairs in the living areas and in the kitchen. I also use their Pico remotes in several areas of my living room and in the main bedrooms. These smart switches are key to successful smart lighting and to consistently leverage them in your scenes to set moods and activities. I include them in many of my automations that seamlessly work based on triggers like motion, time of day, my location, etc. I usually prefer smart light switches over smart light bulbs, as the bulbs can be turned off accidentally at the wall switch. If you can't use both a smart switch and a smart bulb. The smart bulbs go crazy and they just don't work right. You basically have to decide one or the other. I have a few smart bulbs so that I can have color where I want them, but for those, I install a magnetic switch cover to keep someone from accidentally turning them off manually. As you can see, there's a lot going on in this Apple smart home. Way too much to go into all the details. But let's go on an expedited journey and just show you a few of the rooms that we have and some of the smart accessories and automations that are our favorites, and to show some of what is possible. Let's start our journey in the garage. I started years ago with automating my garage doors using Chamberlain MyQ. Chamberlain has discontinued support, and once my MyQ device dies, I will have to migrate to something else. This is a favorite smart home accessory of mine, because I can tell Siri to open my garage doors. It integrates into our Apple CarPlay in our cars, and I have GPS set up so that it automatically opens as I drive into the driveway. I also have scenes and automation that check for if the garage doors are open past 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and midnight to make sure that they're closed at night. It also is part of my goodnight scene as well. Another accessory in the garage is my Rachio sprinkler, and while this accessory is super smart and efficient with water preservation, it's mostly a setup to schedule and just works its magic behind the scenes. I can tell Siri to turn on zone 5 for 10 minutes. Also, I use the weather information from my personal weather station, like max day temp, to automatically water a zone if it's in the direct sunlight all day. I also have permanent LED light strips all the way around my house roofline and control it via this Homebridge plugin called Simple WLED. It automatically turns on and off with sunset automation and the goodnight scene. For more information on my permanent smart holiday lights, put a link in the description and an info card above. A recent addition to our smart home that I love is the Aqara G4 doorbell. This is Apple HomeKit Secure Video along with our 7 other secure video cameras. It's really nice to have it ring the doorbell on the HomePod minis and my phone. This also shows up on our Apple TV 4K screen. I also have Schlage Connect Smart Door Lock. I did alter it by removing the key and putting in a blank key. This keeps the common thief's bump keys from working. I also use timers to automatically lock it after 2 minutes after it's unlocked. This usually gives us enough time to run out to the garbage or check the mail. But if not, we simply enter our code and we're back in again. No key required. This is a 2nd generation Ecobee thermostat that optimizes our heating and cooling and uses 4 sensors spread throughout the home upstairs and downstairs, and also detects occupancy to balance out the comfort and efficiency. Moving into the living room, we have a Harmony Hub integration through Homebridge plugin. Turn on the TV in the living room. This turns on all of the home theater equipment, but it also can control the lights and sets the watching TV scene automatically. This allows me to do things like, hey Siri, turn on the TV in the living room, or Siri, mute the TV, or someone can press the goodnight scene and say, hey Siri, good night, and it shuts off. Turn on the fireplace. Also in the living room, we have the fireplace automation that we can turn on or off with a wall switch, a Pico remote, or with Siri. Also, it will go off automatically after an hour or with the goodnight scene. This is a 9 p.m. wind down scene that turns the lights red to prepare ourselves for sleep. This also sets the bedroom scene. One of my newer, and now my favorite, automation is the new stairway light that lights up with motion from the bottom or the top and turns off after it resets after 2 minutes. Motion detector here, connected to an LED light strip that we put underneath there and routed into the bottom of our handrail, and it automatically integrates into the Apple Home. If you want to see how I did this project, I'll leave a link in the description and in the info card above. Next is our security system. This was an early addition to my smart home journey, and it has evolved to give me peace of mind through real-time monitoring and alerting directly to myself and my wife. This system is comprehensive, but basically it leverages Aqara sensors, the door and window contacts, water leak, vibration, motion, temp and humidity, along with sound detection to alarm myself and my wife. It also integrates into our security cameras to detect people or motion. And of course, it uses our smoke and our CO2 detector as well. All of this is unified into the HomePod minis, with lights and sirens and notifications sent straight to us. I also leverage an Aqara vibration sensor on the safe next to my bed. In my office, I have a scene that triggers based on motion. When I walk into the room between 6 and 8 a.m., it automatically runs a scene that sets the main lights to 30% and turns on all the ambient lighting. This is my LED lamp stand that I made. It sets a very nice vibe in my office. I made it with an ESP32 controller and a WLED software integrated into our Apple Home via Homebridge plugin. For details on this one, check out my link video in the description, and I'll put an info card above. In our master bedroom, there's a lot going on in there, but I'll highlight one of my wife's favorites, and that's these mini switch and Pico remotes. Siri doesn't seem to get along with my wife so much, so these help her control the scenes, lights, and fans in the bedroom. In our bathrooms, beyond just motion lights based on the time of day or night, we also have fans automatically turn on when the humidity rises to 75+% and is 5% more than the room next door, which turns on the fan a few moments later after the shower turns on. It also sets a timer for 15 minutes. I have a humidity sensor in the grills of the overhead fans that make this work. Our kitchen area has a lot of lighting going on that all work together in harmony. All the cabinet lights, the uppers and the lowers, will all turn on and off with the main lights. Also, the slider to our backyard will automatically turn the back porch light on when it's dark outside and turn it back off in 5 minutes. This is just the tip of the iceberg of all the things we got going on with our smart home after a 7-year journey. I hope you found this useful in some way, and if you did, please give the video a like. It really does help the channel out. And if you have a question or want to share something you've done, please drop a comment. I'm pretty quick to respond. If you want more details of these automations or other accessories I have, I've put a lot of links in the video description below. Check them out if you'd like. Thanks and have a great day.